The night sky lit up in red and gold. The war had started without warning. Everyone said Earth was too small, too poor, and too broken to matter to the galaxy. But that lie died with the first strike. Adam was alone in the house when the alarms screamed. His stepsister Lyra had been taken to a government shelter a week earlier. Only families with children under 18 were given space. Adam was 19. He was old enough to be forgotten. He chose to stay behind in their worn-down home near the edge of the city. Power was unstable. Water came once every 2 days. And above, giant ships darkened the sky. But that wasn't the strange part. The strange part came on the third day of silence. Adam was sitting in the living room, staring at the cracked screen of his dead tablet, when something moved in the hallway. At first, he thought it was just the wind through broken windows, but the movement had a shape. A soft sound followed. Not footsteps, more like a whisper or a hiss. He stood up, his heart racing. He didn't have any weapons, just a broken broomstick and a rusty kitchen knife. Holding both, he stepped toward the hallway slowly. The shape was still there. Not big, not human. And then it stepped out. She had glowing purple eyes. Her skin was pale like pearl, with tiny silver lines moving across it like soft currents. Her ears were long and sharp, and her expression calm, curious, not afraid. Adam froze. She wasn't attacking. She wasn't even armed. She looked familiar. "You're not supposed to be here," Adam said, his voice shaking. The alien girl tilted her head. "Neither are you," she said, in perfect English. He stepped back. "What are you?" She blinked slowly. "I'm called Kira. I'm looking for Lyra." Adam's breath caught. "My stepsister? She's gone. Taken to the South Shelter." Kira nodded. "I was bonded to her before the war began. I came to protect her." Adam swallowed. "You're one of those off-world companions, aren't you? The kind they gave to high school kids in the exchange program." She didn't answer. Instead, she walked past him, slow and graceful, and entered Lyra's old room. The door closed behind her. Adam stood in shock. How did she survive the invasion? How did she get here? And why was she so calm? That night, he locked his door and barely slept. But nothing happened. The next morning, he found her sitting on the floor of the kitchen, eating dry cereal with her fingers. Her expression was blank, but her eyes followed him closely. "You can't stay here," Adam said. "I have nowhere else to go," she replied. Adam sighed. The city was empty. Neighbors were gone. No law, no rules, no help. He didn't even know if the shelter was still standing. For the next 2 days, she stayed in Lyra's room. Didn't talk much, didn't ask questions. But every night, after Adam had gone to sleep, he would wake up to the sound of his door opening. At first, he thought he was dreaming. But then he saw her sitting quietly at the foot of his bed, watching him. When he asked her why, she simply said, "You're her family. I must protect you now." "No," he told her. "You don't need to do that." But she wouldn't stop. She didn't understand boundaries. She didn't understand space. She didn't leave his side. On the 5th night, there was a distant rumble. Not thunder, not bombs, something more. Alive. Adam and Kira stood at the rooftop, watching the sky tear open. A long dark ship floated above them, silent and huge, blocking out the stars. Kira stepped in front of him, shielding him with her body. Her hair rose slightly, like it was charged. Her voice dropped low. "They've come for me." Adam stared at her. "What do you mean?" Kira didn't look back. "I ran from my bond. My kind do not forgive escape. They will erase all evidence I existed. You're just a companion, right?" "No," she whispered. "I was created to bond with one human, but when she left, I chose to live." The light from the ship started scanning the buildings. Kira grabbed Adam's hand. Her skin felt warm, almost human now. "They will scan for my DNA. If they find me, they will kill you too. Adam's voice was dry. Why? Because you are mine now. Asterisk, the ship. Above hovered in silence, scanning the rooftops with glowing blue lines. Adam's heart pounded so hard it hurt. He gripped Kira's hand without realizing. She didn't flinch. Her eyes stayed fixed on the sky, like she had seen this before. Like she knew what came next. A soft vibration passed through the ground. Something had landed nearby. Kira looked down at him, her voice calm. We have less than 5 minutes. To do what? Adam asked. To leave, she said. She pulled him inside the house. Her steps were fast but quiet. She moved like a shadow, guiding him to the basement. Adam hadn't been down there in months. It smelled of dust and damp wood. He flicked on the small flashlight, and it barely lit the stairs. He'll search from the top down, she whispered. We must stay low. In the far corner of the basement, Kira crouched beside the old furnace. She pressed her hand against the wall, and to Adam's shock, a tiny metallic panel opened. It wasn't part of the house. What is that? Safe field. I built it before I left the compound. You were hiding all this time? I always prepare, she said. The floor vibrated again, closer now. Kira opened the panel fully. Inside was a strange device, like a small glowing cube surrounded by thin black rings. She held the cube tightly and looked at Adam. This will mask our biosignatures for 12 hours. But we must stay together. Adam nodded. You mean physically? Close? Yes. The cube links our bodies. His face turned red. You mean like touching? Skin contact. Always, she said. Before he could say anything, the blue scan light passed through the floor above them. The whole basement lit up for a second, then went dark again. Adam crouched beside Kira and let her press her palm against his. Her skin shimmered faintly as the cube activated. A gentle hum filled the air. It felt like standing in a warm breeze. Stay still, she said. Outside, the street was no longer empty. Strange footsteps moved through the dust. Not boots, not paws. Something lighter, sharper, like metal claws tapping on glass. Kira's body was tense. Her ears twitched as if she could hear something Adam couldn't. They sent seekers, she whispered. Machines that smell memory. If we panic, they'll know. Adam stared at her. What do they want with you so badly? I'm not. Just a friend. I'm a weapon. He didn't understand. She didn't explain. For 2 hours they stayed frozen. Adam's legs cramped. His back hurt, but he didn't move. Kira didn't speak again. She only breathed slow and steady, her hand always touching his. Eventually, the light outside faded. The sky turned gray. Dawn. Adam stood up slowly, rubbing his knees. Are they gone? Kira nodded. For now, but they will return. They always do. He followed her upstairs. The house was untouched, but the silence outside was deeper than before. Like something had passed through and stolen all the noise. Why? Don't you run? Adam asked. They want you, not me. Why stay? Kira turned to him, her eyes unreadable. Because I already lost Lyra. I will not lose you. I'm not her, he said. You are her brother, her family, her home. Adam didn't know what to say. He looked around the house, broken windows, empty shelves, dust everywhere. I'm no one. To me, you are all that remains. That night, Adam couldn't sleep. He locked every door and placed cans near the windows to make noise if anyone broke in. But still, at midnight, his door opened slowly. He sat up, expecting the threat, but it was just her. Kira stepped inside quietly, then sat on the edge of his bed like always. Her movements were silent. Her eyes, glowing faintly in the dark, stared at him like she could see his dreams. You don't have to protect me like this. Adam said softly. I am not here to protect, she said. I'm here because I want to stay close. But why my bed? He asked. She tilted her head. In my culture, resting beside someone is a sign of trust. of belonging. He didn't answer. She lay down beside him, not touching, just near. Close enough to feel her warmth. Will they come again tomorrow? Yes, she said. But we will be ready. As sleep finally pulled at Adam, one thought circled his mind like a quiet storm. He didn't choose this alien girl. But maybe, just maybe, she had chosen him. The next day began with quiet skies, no alarms, no ships, no sounds, just wind blowing dust across the empty streets. Adam stood in the kitchen, staring at the empty cupboard. He hadn't eaten in over a day. Kira sat cross-legged on the floor, eyes closed, hands resting on her knees. She hadn't moved for an hour. Meditation, maybe. Or something else. There's no more food, Adam said. She opened her eyes slowly. Then we search. It's dangerous outside. It's more dangerous to starve, she replied. Adam grabbed the backpack. Inside he had one bottle of water, a flashlight, a dull knife, and a few energy cells he didn't even know how to use. Kira walked beside him, barefoot, her silver-lined skin glowing slightly under the sun. Her steps made no sound. They moved through the broken city like ghosts. Stores were either empty or burned. Cars sat in the middle of streets with their doors open, signs hung loosely, fluttering in the dry wind. The world looked dead. Near the edge of an old shopping plaza, Adam stopped. There used to be a medical center here. Maybe we can find something. Kira nodded. They entered slowly, stepping over broken glass and fallen ceiling tiles. Inside, the air smelled of dust and medicine. Adam found a few sealed boxes. Protein packs, water tabs, dried fruit. Enough to survive another week. But Kira froze near the back door. What is it? Adam asked. She pointed to the floor. There was a strange mark like melted stone, curved in a perfect circle. Around it, the tiles had cracked in a spiderweb pattern. This is where they teleported in, she said. This mark belongs to my pursuers. Here? But why come to a hospital? They tracked me by trail. Every location I stayed, even briefly. They check. Adam's face tightened. So they're getting closer. They are learning your planet fast. Soon they won't just scan. They'll hunt. As they left the building, the wind changed. A low hum began in the distance, followed by a sudden pulse of light. Both dropped to the ground. A sphere hovered in the sky, small, silver, and smooth like polished glass. It spun slowly, scanning everything below. Run, Kira whispered. They sprinted down the alleyways, cutting through broken fences and abandoned lots. Adam's heart raced. His lungs burned. But Kira never slowed down. She didn't even look tired. Behind them, the drone followed faster now. It fired a thin red beam that sliced through a metal sign like butter. Kira turned sharply, pulling Adam into an underground train tunnel. The space was dark and cold. Rats scattered as they slid down the concrete slope. We can't stay here. Adam panted. No, Kira said. But this tunnel leads to the old city. They won't expect that path. They followed the tunnel for what felt like hours. Old train cars sat rotting on the tracks. Some were smashed open. Others had strange burn marks like something had melted through them from above. Kira stopped at one and climbed inside. She motioned for Adam to follow. Inside, it smelled like mold and rust. But it was safe for now. We rest here, she said. Adam leaned back, exhausted. His hands were shaking. They almost got us. They're testing us, Kira said. They want to see how far I'll go to protect you. Why not just send a full strike team? She looked at him, her expression serious. Because I was one of them, he blinked. What? Kira looked away. I was bred for loyalty. I served in their planetary control corps. I wasn't meant to form human bonds, but Lyra was different. She treated me like a person, not a tool. Adam felt cold all over. I ran the day they ordered me to return. I disobeyed. You're a deserter, Adam whispered. Yes, she said. And deserters are erased. He looked at her closely now. Not just as an alien, but as someone terrified of going back. And if they find you? They won't kill me right away, she said quietly. They'll strip my mind. Remove everything I learned from Lyra. Everything I feel for you. Adam didn't speak. He didn't need to. The silence between them was enough. That night, Kira lay beside him again, not touching, just near. The train car was cold. Her presence was warm, safe, real. Are you afraid? He asked in the dark. Yes, she whispered. But not of them. Then what? That one day, you'll send me away. Adam stared at the rusted ceiling and said nothing. But deep in his chest, something had changed. He didn't choose her. But now, he didn't want to lose her. They left the train car before sunrise. The air in the tunnel had become too thick. Too still. Something was moving above ground. Kira could feel it through the walls. Adam couldn't sense it, but he trusted her instincts now more than his own. The tunnels led to the lower levels of the city, the part buried during the old quakes. No one lived down there anymore. And that's why Kira chose a dot as they walked in silence. Adam kept glancing at her. Her skin glowed faintly in the dark, but it was dimmer than before. He noticed the silver lines on her arms were slower now. Pulsing weakly. You're not okay, he said. I used too much energy, Kira replied. The masking cube drains me to protect you. Adam slowed his steps. Why didn't you tell me? It's my purpose. You're not a weapon anymore, he said. Stop talking like one. Kira didn't answer. She just kept walking in. Hour later, they reached the edge of the underground. A metal ladder led up to a rusted trapdoor. Adam climbed first, pushing it open just enough to peek out. Above was chaos. Fires burned across the city center. Buildings cracked and leaned against each other like broken bones. And in the middle of it all stood a ship not large, but sharp and black, like a dagger stabbed into the ground. Alien soldiers moved in smooth lines, scanning every corner. They were tall, armored in living metal and silent. We can't go. That way, Adam whispered. They've set up a beacon, Kira said from below. That ship isn't for transport. It's for erasure. What do you mean, erasure? They wipe places clean, she said. No life, no memory. They burn the ground, then rewrite the records. So they're going to destroy the whole city? Yes, and they will start with this sector. Adam stared at the ship. We should run the other way. Kira's eyes narrowed. We can't. There's someone in that tower. She pointed across the street, toward a building Adam barely recognized. It used to be a government communications hub. Now it was broken, and cracked, but lights flickered in one of the upper windows. Adam pulled out his small binoculars. He focused on the top floor. A person was moving up there, slowly waving something from the broken glass. A child, he muttered. She's trapped. Kira climbed up beside him. We don't have time. But she die. Yes, Kira said. And if we go, we may die too. Adam looked at the girl again. Maybe 10 years old. Maybe younger. We can't leave her, he said. Kira stared at him. Then she touched the side of his face gently. You sound like Lyra, Adam nodded. Then let's do what Lyra would do. They moved fast, sticking to the shadows. Kira's glow dimmed fully, now almost invisible. Adam's heart raced with every step. His mind screamed that this was stupid. But he kept going. They reached the building's edge and slipped inside. The stairwell was half destroyed, but climbable. Debris fell under their feet. Every noise felt like a signal flare dot at the 6th floor. They heard movement, fast, light. Footsteps. Kira raised her hand to stop. Then a voice whispered, "Hello?" A small girl stepped out from behind an old printer. Her hair was tangled, face dirty, but her eyes were bright. "You're human," she said in relief. Kira lowered her guard. "We came to help." The girl ran to Adam and hugged him. "They took my mom. I hid. "We're going to get you out," Adam said. "Can you walk?" She nodded quickly. They started down the stairs, but it was too late. Outside, the alien soldiers turned. The girl had triggered a hidden motion alarm. A soft hum began to build. The beacon was activating. Kira looked at Adam, then at the child. "There's only one way now," she said. "We go through the beacon field. I can shield you both. But not for long." "You'll burn," Adam said. "I know." She knelt and pulled both of them close. The girl held Adam's hand tightly. Kira closed her eyes, and her body began to glow brighter than before. Pure white this time, like the surface of a star. They stepped outside into the field. Pain hit immediately. Not physical, but like memory peeling away. Adam felt pieces of his mind fade, names, moments, faces. Kira gritted her teeth and pushed harder. Her body flickered. Silver veins exploded into white light. They crossed the street in 30 seconds. To Adam, it felt like years. As soon as they passed the beacon edge, Kira collapsed. Smoke rose from her back. Her eyes stayed open, but she didn't move. "Kira." Adam dropped beside her. She blinked once, barely, still. "Yours," she whispered. Then her light went out. Adam held Kira in his arms as smoke curled from her shoulders. Her body was warm, but fading fast. The silver lines that once danced across her skin were now dim, barely visible. Her chest rose and fell slowly, each breath weaker than the last. The little girl crouched beside him, afraid to speak. Her name was Sarah. She didn't understand what had just happened, but she could see the pain on Adam's face. "Kira," Adam whispered, brushing the dust from her cheek. "Stay with me, please." Her lips moved, but no sound came. Just the ghost of a smile. Adam clenched his jaw. He couldn't let her die. Not like this. Not after everything she'd done. She wasn't just an alien anymore. She was his shield. His memory. His last connection to Lyra. "I'm going to fix this," he said, mostly to himself. Sarah tugged his sleeve. "We can't stay here." "They're coming." He looked up. Across the street, the soldiers had noticed the beacon interruption. One of them stepped forward and pointed. A soft mechanical shriek echoed through the air. Adam grabbed Kira and lifted her carefully. She felt too light now, like a fading shadow. He took Sarah's hand, and together they ran. They ducked through alleys, dodged broken glass and smoking ruins. Kira's head rested on his shoulder, eyes half closed. Adam could feel her heartbeat weak, but still there. Near the old monorail station, Adam found what he was looking for. An old service vehicle half buried under rubble. He cleared the windshield with his arm and checked the power core. Still active. He placed Kira gently in the back seat and turned to Sarah. "Hold her hand. Keep her calm." Sarah nodded quickly, sliding in beside her. Adam climbed into the driver's seat. He wasn't a pilot, but he'd studied enough repair manuals to fake it. The engine hummed to life, sputtering and coughing smoke. Then the vehicle lifted off the ground. At the same moment, something slammed into the side hard. A soldier had leaped from the rooftop, landing on the roof like a clawed beast. The metal groaned. Adam hit the accelerator. The vehicle shot forward, shaking violently. He could hear the soldier scraping across the top, trying to tear open the hatch. Sarah screamed. Kira didn't move. Adam grabbed a steel pipe from the floor and threw open the side window. As the soldier clawed downward, Adam swung with all his strength. The pipe struck the creature's arm. It shrieked but didn't fall. Then Kira moved, just a flicker, her hand rising, barely lifting from Sarah's. The silver veins returned, dim but alive. And then, with a sudden crack of light, the side window exploded. A wave of force pulsed from the back seat, knocking the soldier off the roof and into the street below. Adam stopped the vehicle 3 blocks away, breathing hard. He turned around. Kira was sitting up slowly. Her eyes opened dim, but clear. "You came back," Adam said softly. I never left, she whispered. Sarah hugged her tightly, crying. You used your energy to save us again, Adam said. You're not supposed to keep doing that. Kira leaned her head back. I was built to follow orders. But no one gave me one. Then why? He asked. She looked at him with a soft smile. Because I chose you. The moment was quiet but short. Outside, lights rose into the sky. More ships, more troops. The invaders had found the beacon interference and were sending reinforcements. Adam knew they had minutes, maybe less. There has to be a way to end this, he said. Some way to stop them from chasing you. Kira closed her eyes. There is, but it will cost everything. What do you mean? There's a command core beneath the main beacon ship. If destroyed, all tracking orders are erased. They won't find me again. They won't erase you. Adam stared at her. You want me to sneak into their ship and destroy their brain? Yes, you're insane. She gave the smallest laugh. That's what Layra used to say. He looked at Sarah, then at Kira. What happens to you if I do this? If it works, I'll be free, and if it doesn't, I will burn with them. Adam sat quietly for a moment. His hands were shaking. His thoughts raced. But in his chest, something solid was forming. A choice. He stood up. Then let's end this. Asterisk. The beacon ship loomed in the center of the broken city, tall like a black tower stabbed into Earth's heart. Smoke curled from its sides. Strange light pulsed around its base. Adam stood across the street, hidden in the shadow of a fallen bus, staring at it. Inside that ship was the command core, the machine that gave orders to all the seekers and hunters searching for Kira. If he destroyed it, they'd stop. If he failed, Kira would be the last thing they erased. Kira stood beside him, wrapped in a long dark coat. Her skin was dull now. Her silver lines barely glowed. Sarah stayed back at the safe zone, hidden with a few other survivors Kira had guided there. For the first time, Kira wasn't focused on protecting anyone else. This time, she had to let Adam choose his own path. You don't have to do this, she said softly. Adam shook his head. I do. He looked at her, really looked. She didn't look like a weapon anymore, not a machine, not an alien, just someone who had been hurt, hunted, and still chose to protect someone she barely knew. What happens after? He asked. If you succeed, she said, I'll be free. No more bonds, no more missions. And what do you want to do then? She smiled faintly. I want to sleep. Beside someone who doesn't see me as property. Adam nodded. Then, wait for me, just one more night. He slipped into the ruins, using shadows, broken walls, and Kira's old training. She had downloaded tactical paths into his coms routes, guard patterns, blind spots. It was a one-way mission. The entrance to the ship was guarded by 2 soldiers. Adam waited for a signal, and just as the sky lit with a patrol beacon sweep, he ran. The stolen alien grenade taken from a fallen seeker 2 nights ago rolled between the guards. A bright pulse knocked them out instantly. Adam didn't stop. Inside the ship, everything glowed in soft white. The walls were smooth and cold, humming with low energy. He ran silently, breath-controlled, past the main halls, past memory vaults, deeper into the heart of the enemy. The command core sat in the center of a spherical room hanging in midair, spinning slowly. Around it, memory cables pulsed like veins. Adam reached into his pack and pulled out the modified overload charge. A gift from Kira. It would only take 10 seconds once armed. But 10 seconds in this room could feel like a lifetime. He set the device. Please work, he whispered. But before he could turn, something grabbed his arm. A voice, sharp, metallic, spoke directly into his mind. You are not one of us. Adam turned. A soldier. But not like the others. Taller, sleeker, smarter. A commander. She broke protocol, the voice said. You helped her. That makes you defective. Adam gritted his teeth. She's not your machine anymore. The commander tilted its head. She was never a machine. She was a mirror. You filled her with weakness. No, Adam said. We filled her with choice. The commander moved fast too fast. It struck Adam in the chest, knocking him across the room. The device skidded. Across the floor, pain shot through his body. He couldn't move. The commander walked slowly toward him, weapon raised. You won't change anything. Then the air behind it shimmered, and Kira appeared. She didn't speak. She just moved fast. She slammed into the commander, hands glowing. Bright silver now. Her body burned with energy she didn't have. She was pouring everything into one moment. The two figures crashed into the core. The room lit up. Like a sun. Adam crawled toward the charge, fingers shaking, ribs broken. He pressed the final trigger. The world exploded in silence. When Adam opened his eyes, he was lying in dust. The sky was blue again. The ship was gone. Just a crater remained. Rescue drones from surviving human settlements buzzed overhead. The war wasn't over, but the city had been cleared. The beacon signal had vanished. He was found 3 hours later, alive, barely, but alone. Days passed. He healed. He searched every ruin, every crash site, every shadow. No sign of her. Until one night. Weeks later, he returned to the old house, his house. Lyra's room still looked the same. In his bed. She was there. Sleeping. Curled like a child. Silver veins slowly lighting up again. He stepped closer. Her eyes opened. You came back, he whispered. Her voice was soft. You pulled me from the core. No, he said. You came for me first. Kira reached for his hand, and this time she didn't let go.